Hi, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your July 5th, 2024 new moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. It gets this channel seen by more people, so thank you so very much for doing so. You guys are amazing. Now, as always, the cards will tell you what you need to know, not what you want to know. Let's begin. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Okay, so let's see what the cards have to say. Now we are crowned here with the Death card. This is Scorpio energy, okay? Time frame October 23rd to November 21st. This is transformation. This is the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. And so here, this is beautiful, transformative energy coming forward. I know nobody likes the Death card. It's like, ooh, spooky. It has a spooky name, right? But it is simply the transformation card, and it is claiming our transformation. It is also knowing that everybody is always being transformed. It's kind of like the moon, right? The moon always shows a different face, and so we are always being transformed. And in the new moon, as we embrace the quiet, as we embrace the surreal, what we're going to find is that we are seeing ourselves in a very different light. Is surreal the right word? As we embrace the serene, I guess that's a better word for it, but it's also the surreal. It's that connection with the spirit world. So do note that this new moon in Cancer is going to have a thin veil for you. You're not going to be able to see things, like get imagery pictures of things, but what you are going to be able to do, especially if you are spiritually inclined, is get really strong emotions. If you are an empath, be mindful of this moon. You might want to just kind of like sit this one out, because we're in Cancer. A new moon in Cancer brings a lot of emotional fluctuations. So do be mindful about this. It gives us the highs and our lows. The veil is thin right now for us, so it can be really intense. So just be aware of this. I know it's right the day after the 4th of July if you're here in the United States. So you might be around people, celebrating with people. Just be mindful that this is going to be intense. Oh, and if we have Scorpio in our chart, if we have Scorpio in our life, that comes through very positively for us. The Eight of Wands, things start picking up. There's going to be this energy of transformation, of change, of things gaining speed, gaining momentum. So being aware of this is also going to be very important. It moves us then to the Three of Wands. So what we're going to see here is we're not going to see like the open exchange of things that we wanted with others. What we need to see is the open exchange with ideas with ourselves. It's kind of like, well, I thought about doing this. And then we could have a bit of a conversation with ourselves. We can think like, oh, like a crazy person, but it's not. It's our conversation with ourselves, connecting with spirit, opening up the door and saying, okay, well, what about this? And what about that? You can have really brilliant ideas during this new moon. And remember, this new moon is when we're setting the intentions for the next 6 months, for the full moon in Cancer. So this is a really powerful time. And then each time we set the intention, it's not just for the 2 weeks until the full moon, it is for the 6 months. And so our intentions kind of pile up on top of each other. And then it becomes a really powerful form of transformation. So just knowing that our emotions are very rich, it's really a rich time for emotional manifestation, really embracing our feelings and moving forward. But we also have to be mindful that our emotions can be all over the place. And we have to kind of, show ourselves some grace when it comes to that. It brings us then to, oh, interesting, to the Chariot reverse. Now, the Chariot is Cancer energy. That's where this new moon is. That's the time frame that we're in. We can find this time, okay, if we are born on the cusp of Cancer, if we have Cancer in our chart, to be emotionally very overwhelming. Spirit already said that with the Death card, with the connection with spirit, but we can find this time to be one where either we are looking at things and we're taking the reins on our emotions just being completely overwhelming. All right, that can very well be the case. But we are also looking at things and saying, I am not letting my emotions get the better of me. And I am not letting other people's crazy emotions get the better of me. So being aware of that is going to be really important. It brings us then to the Six of Swords. We want to do everything super, super fast. It's like, I want this done yesterday is going to be our motto. So do be aware of this during this time, because the Six of Swords is moving forward slowly, carefully, taking care, moving with caution, moving towards our dreams. We don't always see the straight line path. We don't. Or we can see like, okay, this is what I want, but it's it's like the mist is around us. And even though we know where it is that we want to be, we don't know exactly how it is that we're going to get there. And we're going to think, okay, if I just start speeding this up, if I just start, pushing really, really hard, then I'll be able to get to where it is that I want to be. That's true. We're going to need to work hard, but we're also going to need to kind of slow things down and look from all angles because we just want to go fast. It's like a motorcycle, right? We just want to go super, super fast. This is also reckless. Also know that the chariot can be automobiles. All right. So don't go fast. Don't go fast. Go slow. Be cautious. Just know this. Okay. Not trying to freak anybody out, but Spirit just gave that message so clearly. So just be aware. It moves us then to the Eight of Swords. This is being too much in our own head, which is what this moon gives us. It gives us the gift of overthinking, overanalyzing, our emotions being all over the place at times, and it does tend to be, right? And we can overthink and overanalyze it. Now, this is sword energy, air energy. We are represented by air. We are an air sign, and the swords in the minor arcana. So we have a tendency to overthink. We have a tendency to overanalyze. We can live in our heads so easily, Gemini, like nobody has to tell us to. We're already there. So just be mindful about this during this time. We have the sword energy coming through very powerfully. We have the wand energy coming through very powerfully. This is mind and this is passion coming forward. It brings us then to the Ace of Cups. This is God's source spirit. However you see the divine, the universe, handing us a gift of healing, beautiful love. Our cup is runneth over. That's it. Our cup runneth over. We are having blessings come in, but this is going to be a very emotional time. This is also going to be a time where we're very in tune with our emotions, but we're feeling the world a lot. Again, very much in line with this new moon, but it can be very overwhelming for us. We are very home centric during this time, very comfy centric. So just know that that's going to be something that brings us comfort, that brings us joy, taking care of things, creating things, cooking, gardening, being much more domestic, kind of nesting during this time is going to be a very good thing for us, a very important thing for us. We need to be aware again of the emotional, fluctuations of this time, of the intense emotions that we are going through. We also need to move forward from the past hurts and past and past betrayals. So just be very, very aware of this. It's like we are releasing ourselves from the past. Some signs are having more trouble with this than others. You seem to be pretty good right now, so that's a really good thing. The Four of Cups, change your mind, change your life. Right here, I mean, I know that's the Five of Cups, but with the Four of Cups, we tend to look at things and it's be like, well, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, or this isn't going right, or that isn't going right. And Spirit's like, I'm handing you this gift. It's going to take you on a wild path. And then we have the Hermit reverse, accentuating everything that Spirit is saying here about how we don't want to turn inward. We don't want to quiet it down. We want to be in the middle of everything. We want things to kind of speed up, very much with the Six of Swords, like speed up, be a bit reckless with the Chariot. It's like we want to be a bit of a daredevil. We have a bit of a daredevil energy to us. Now, I myself am a Gemini and I'm so anti-daredevil. So you might be like me and thinking, that's weird. That's not me. But we are also going to be very focused externally instead of internally. And Spirit is saying here, hey, listen, look within you. There's also going to be somebody who's like, oh, you don't need to look within you. Like, that doesn't matter. Like, just do XYZ. Just be daring and push the limits and go after this and go after that. You don't need to be. Here's the thing, you're not going to be emotionally ready for it. Whatever this person is saying, and I know this person is going to be like, push the limits, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. You're not going to be emotionally ready, and then it's going to overwhelm you. And then even if you just get a little bit of a setback, it's going to be so much bigger because you weren't ready. And there's like this reckless energy of just pushing yourself forward, right? That Eight of Wands. It's like, I'm just going to go, I'm just going to do, I'm just going to get caught up in this energy of movement without any purpose. We need a purpose, Gemini. We are like a bee. People look at us and think, that's interesting. We're just spending our time flying from flower to flower to flower. And if you don't know what a bee is doing, you think, the bee can't make up its mind. It's just going from place to place in place, and it's doing nothing. And yet it's gathering nectar. It is making honey. It is pollinating trees. I mean, it's pollinating everything. Bees are so important to our ecosystem. We are so important to the world, not to be, self-aggrandizing, but we are important to sit there and gather up the stories, gather up the information, gather up with people and connect. That's our talent. And here, you cannot rush connection. So embracing our emotions, kind of slowing things down and saying, this is what emotionally I am going after, and this is the beauty of what I need. That's really, really, really important for us. And knowing that we've had failures, right? We're human, that's part of life, but not to be caught in them and kind of strangled by them. That's going to be an important thing as well. So let's see what Spirit has to say. And if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a sun in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced at random. So good luck to everyone. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Here we have the magpie, and it says reevaluate your priorities. It is time to let go of what you no longer need, right? It's letting go of the past, which tends to come in during this time. And we need to move forward from the past, and yet we can be kind of stuck in it. So just being aware of that magpie energy of reevaluate what your priorities are, what you're focusing your energy on. And remember also, this new moon in Cancer can be a bit of an energy monster. It can be. It's just like it sucks us in. And it's like, don't you want to stay here? Don't you want to like stew in this energy forever and ever? And it's like, no, I don't. Thank you, but no, thank you. It moves us then to our chakra energy, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. So we have grounding and the I am presence. I love this card, the I am presence. I think it is my favorite chakra card. It is the crown chakra. So it's very interesting. We have the crown chakra and we have the earth star chakra located 6 inches below our feet. So the crown chakra is saying I am. And it is time to crown ourselves with absolute glory and pomp and circumstance, right? It is I am prosperity, success, bounty, abundance. I am creating my destiny. I'm moving forward with confidence. I don't care how old you are. We tend to think, oh my gosh, I'm not, I'm not in my 20s anymore. I'm not in my teens anymore. I can't be like this. It's like, why? Why do we do this to ourselves? Stop it. I am greatness and absolutely mean it. Ground yourself in your greatness, but also know your energy. Okay. It is really important for us to sit there and say, okay, what is my happiness? What brings me joy? What brings me contentment? How do I move forward? Okay. So with grounding, that is going to be a very important thing because Spirit always says you can't plant a cactus in a forest and you can't plant a oak in the desert. It doesn't work. So knowing our personalities, knowing what we need helps us to flourish. And then not saying to ourselves, oh, well, that's lame. I'm just a lame person. No, you're not. I am. I am enough and I am greatness because I am me. And even though we're not so unique that there's nobody else who gets us, okay, we are brilliant, beautiful souls that are vibrant on this earth. And we need to embrace our beautiful energy, the way that we our energy vibrates, the way that our color moves forward, our energy vibration, our auras, our connection, and how it's fleeting, but how it's beautiful. It's like butterflies. So just being aware of this, the crown chakra, the earth star chakra, crowning ourselves, visualize putting a crown on your head of prosperity, success, and bounty. It's like, I deserve this crown, right? Think of yourself being like the Queen of England or the King of England. It's like, I deserve this crown. I've been born to do this. You've been born for greatness. It doesn't mean that you're going to live in a mansion. It doesn't mean that you're going to drive a fancy car, have a limo, drive you around everywhere. It means that you were born to be the best you possible and to shine with beauty and success. It moves us then to our chakra. No, we already did our chakra energy. It moves us then to our energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Ooh, to the Five of Wands reverse. We're so done with the petty fighting and squabbling, and people want to pull us into their problems. They get to have their problems. It's not our problem. They have to live their life and solve their problems. Okay, it doesn't mean we don't have out our kids or our grandkids or people who need guidance and who are mentoring and things like that. But it does mean that it's not our job to solve the world's problems. Okay, so be kind to yourself. We are transforming and we are embracing that transformation. We are also very connected to the spirit world, and that can be a bit overwhelming. But embracing that connection to the spirit world is also going to be very empowering. Things are going to move very fast during this time. We need to slow it down. We can get caught up in the speed of it all, and then it becomes reckless. So just be mindful about this. We are not going to see kind of like so I always see this like a port. So the Three of Wands to me is like a port where like goods are coming on, goods are going off, and it's like building things up. So just be aware that this is about like not getting things from other people, but building things within ourselves. It's like, oh, I have this talent, and oh, look at this. You're going to get a compliment during this time, or you're going to get something said that starts to open up a door. It's like, well, why haven't I done this? Or, oh wow, I was thinking about that. Now this is the push I need to do it. With the Chariot, okay, this is going to be an emotionally intense time. For whatever reason, just acknowledge it. It can be the anniversary of something, it can be, just there's a lot of emotions. A lot of people are having big emotions during this time. Be mindful about it. Don't get buried by it. With the Six of Swords, move forward slowly and steadily. You're going through the mist. So even though we have a clear goal of where it is that we want to be, the path isn't going to be as clear as we want it to be. And we have to protect our precious cargo, which is our soul and ourselves, and also the people that rely on us. The Eight of Swords, we're too much in our own head. We overthink, we overanalyze, we're trapping ourselves. I always think of this card as Miss Havisham in Great Expectations, the one who, for whatever reason, decided that she was going to wear her wedding dress forever and ever and ever when she was jilted at the altar. She was left at the altar. She lived in her humiliation for decades upon decades. She lived a very long life of misery because she just lived in the trap of her own mind, in the trap of her own humiliation, and then went up in flames with it because that's what happened at the end. Spoiler alert for Great Expectations. So there we go. So here, just be aware of that. Just be aware that we can be trapping ourselves in our own mind in a way that we don't deserve. We just don't deserve it. So be aware of this. With the Ace of Cups, there is a gift of a healing of the heart. And that is very important. It's a healing of the heart. It is letting ourselves be free, letting ourselves be open, embracing what it is that we love. There can also be tears during this time. This time is a very emotionally intense time. So being aware of that. With the Four of Cups, we're going to be focused on one way. Okay, Spirit's going to come, kind of blindside us, pull our attention the other way. We're going to think, oh, wow, this is terrible. I'm supposed to be focusing here. It's not terrible. It's actually beautiful. The Hermit, we don't want to turn inward. We want to go outward. And again, there's going to be people during this time who are going to be so good at like, oh, but it's just 5 minutes here. Oh, you could just do this. Oh, just look at this. And it's like they're pulling you from what you need to be focusing on and what you need to be doing. So here, it's like get strict with yourself, get a good schedule, push things forward, because your intentions, what you're setting as the foundation during this new moon is going to be the foundation for the next 6 months. And it's going to be a building block that you are building, the other stones of your pyramid out of. So being aware of this is going to be super important. We can also have a bit of difficulty with the Virgo energy time frame, August 23rd to September 22nd. We can have a bit of difficulty with a Cancer time frame. June 21st to July 22nd is that time frame. So being aware of that, we're just not going to jive with these energies. They're going to be too emotional for us and too all over the place. And we are really, with the Five of Wands reverse, we're being mindful about this. We are really repelled by like emotional vomit. I know that sounds really gross, but that's how it came up. It's like we don't want that. We want things to be calmer, more organized, and more steady, because we can get pulled into that. But we've kind of gotten ourselves out of that, and it's like I don't want to go back. So yeah. So let's see here what Spirit has to say. Our subconscious spirit message is the Hawk. It says here, pay attention. A powerful message is being communicated to you now. So pay attention. It is reconnecting. It is time to let go of what is no longer necessary. Pay attention. A message is coming to you from Spirit. You're already super tuned into Spirit. So let's hear that message and let's move forward. It moves us then to our energy, to our chakra energy. This is holistic health. Again, one of my favorite cards. This is the root chakra. And so here it is embracing our health. It is looking at ourselves and is saying, what does my body need? Is being very aware of the foods that we're putting into our body, because food is medicine. So it is healing ourselves. It is connecting with ourselves. It is being energized towards listening to our body. It is being energized by listening to our bodies and taking care of ourselves that way. It brings us then to our energy to be mindful of. This is the Princess of Cups, which is the Page of Cups in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Cancer energy is represented by the cups. in the minor arcana. So just being mindful here with the Princess of Cups that we can find this time to be very taxing, people being very emotionally immature, people kind of being chaotically all over the place. So again, just be mindful about that. They want to pull us in and we're fighting not to. It moves us then to our our tarot energy, and this is the Empress, standing in our power, creating, cultivating, moving things forward, luxury, success, prosperity, opening up the doors to what we want, and this being a highly creative, highly prosperous time for us, and very much connected with the sacred feminine. All right. All right, Gemini. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this new moon and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in. Oh, before we take a nice deep breath in, please note that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So now take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony. Gemini, may blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.